After the death of King David, his son Solomon took the throne of Israel. He was young, inexperienced, and unsure of himself, but chosen by God to continue the legacy of his father. The kingdom was vast, the people many, and Solomon knew that ruling them would require more than strength. It would require wisdom. One night, Solomon traveled to Gibeon to offer sacrifices to the Lord. There, in the stillness of the night, God appeared to him in a dream and said, "Ask for whatever you want, and I will give it to you." Solomon didn't ask for riches, power, or long life. Instead, he asked for understanding, a wise heart to judge between right and wrong, so that he could lead God's people faithfully. The Lord was pleased with Solomon's request. God said, "Because you have asked for wisdom and not for wealth or fame, I will make you wiser than any who came before you, and I will bless you with honor and riches beyond any king on earth." When Solomon awoke, he knew that the Spirit of God had filled him with divine wisdom. Not long after, a case came before the royal court that would test this gift. Two women stood before the young king, both claiming to be the mother of the same baby. No one could tell who was telling the truth. The court waited in silence for Solomon's judgment. Then the king said, "Bring me a sword." The guards froze as Solomon gave his command. "Divide the child in two. Give half to each woman." One woman cried out in horror, "No, my lord. Please give her the child, only do not harm him." The other stood silent, and Solomon spoke, "Give the living child to the woman who pleaded for his life. She is his true mother." All Israel heard of the judgment and saw that the wisdom of God was within their king. Years later, Solomon began the greatest work of his reign, building the temple of the Lord in Jerusalem. It was a magnificent house of worship, built from the finest stone, cedar, and gold. When it was finished, Solomon knelt before the people and prayed, asking God to dwell within its walls and to hear the prayers of his people. Fire came down from heaven and consumed the sacrifice, and the people fell to their faces, crying, "The Lord is good. His mercy endures forever." Under Solomon's rule, Israel reached an age of peace and prosperity unlike any before. His wisdom drew kings and queens from distant lands. Even the Queen of Sheba came to see if the stories were true, and she left amazed by his knowledge and riches. But in his later years, Solomon's heart turned from God. The man who once sought only wisdom allowed pride and foreign gods to take root in his life. And though he built the Lord's temple, he forgot to guard his own heart. In the end, Solomon learned that true wisdom is not found in gold, glory, or knowledge, but in walking humbly with God. If you enjoyed this story of King Solomon, the wisest man who ever lived, remember to like, share, and subscribe for more Bible stories told with power and heart. Until next time, may God's wisdom guide your life.